For me, one of the hardest things to see was that there was 3 women forced to hold that flag up against the glass, and then another image of a poor guy in obvious distress with the muzzle of a shotgun, in frame, being pointed at his head. And that was the first time we'd seen a clear, threatening pose that the gun was pointed at a bloke's head, who was in a very passive stance up against the glass. But it did start like any other day. One of our producers had literally just walked back in the door, Lindt, hot chocolate in hand.
Within minutes of the attack on the Lindt cafe, Greg had 3 cameras, including one with a powerful 600mm lens trained on the 4 coffee shop windows. When police snipers arrived to take up position in our newsroom, they saw immediate value in keeping Greg at their side.
I knew we were getting something pretty remarkable in what we could see with that lens on the camera, and the sniper concurred and said, could we stay there and keep sweeping and giving him continual information of what we were seeing behind the glass. They were suitably impressed with the scope of what we were getting from our camera, and straight up said, can you stay, can you keep that shot up for us?
It was soon just Greg, a police sniper and a police technician in the eerie quiet of an empty newsroom.
I was in awe of the way they handled it and the patience they showed, because they were tried and proven methods of how to get the best possible result, and that was constantly being relayed to us.
But their patience ran out with the echo of a single gunshot.
We heard a shot. He confirmed hostage down, window 2. 6 seconds later we saw the Special Forces guys breach. It was pretty loud, pretty frightening. It's like nothing I've ever seen before, ever. The moment he crossed the line of taking down a hostage, it was a forced action from police. They, in my mind, and probably anyone else's that seeing it, I don't think they're going to sit around and wait for another hostage, to have the same fate.
After all Greg Parker saw on Sydney's longest, darkest night, it's the terror on the faces of those victims in the early hours of the siege which will live with him for the rest of his life.